How to create a responsive email. If we now try and do this, you'll see that it's just a desktop version, right? It doesn't have any responsive styles, and of course you can't do much when it comes to responsive email because that's depends on the client. People are using to view emails and stuff like that, and pretty much a lot of things are not possible, although they are becoming more and more possible with Gmail and similar modern email browsers. So email clients, that is. So let's start now. So first thing to do is we need to go and here we need to go in the WooCommerce plugin, and we need to search for emails and find the email header, because the email header is the one that has the head, the initial body and stuff like that. And let's copy that inside of our for now we used our plugin. We can also use themes and stuff like that. So let's go in our emails and let's add email header and copy this whole thing from before, and then inside our, let's say, where did we put that? Here we can also have this and add email header, so it should use ours. And now if we go to email header, we need to add the viewport here, right? So we add the meta, and then let me just check the internet, because that's something that I don't really remember, or even don't want to actually remember. So let's say this, that should be fine, right? So we add it here, and that's the first thing. Let's now go to our browser. Let's refresh this, that it's resent, because I'm using the one to view the emails, and let's see if anything happens. Slightly, no, but let's see if it's there. So we have the meta now, right? It is here, although that's maybe not the right approach. Let me just check. Okay, so this is the meta. Yeah, we can't really this is the one that we added it. Yeah, that's okay. So you can see here it will be here, even though now we have here this one, so this one will be respected, and that's from the page, from the email preview. But you can see that this now uses the body and the head of the email, and it added this viewport. If we remove that viewport, and let's now see if, yeah, you can see it's not there anymore. So let's put it here. And now we need also some responsive styles. So we can say style, and let's see what causes this table to, let me just remove this. Okay, so we have everything here, which is, let's get to the top one. So this one is the top one, or no, oh, this one, but that one I think it uses the whole width. yeah, that's 100%, that's fine. So we actually need this one, because it says that the width is 600, but let's say we are fine with this 600. So let's target media screen and max width like that. Okay, and now let's see if we can target it. Template container has an ID. Let's add table like that and say width is 90%, like that, important. Okay, let's refresh it again. And now let's see if anything happens. So this is, even though we have it here, the width, this part is still not working. But for example, let's just check if something simple, like for example this table header, which has a color, and let's just check that. Table header background is like that, important. Let's just check that, just for you can see that it actually works. But the problem here is that the table here is 600 width, and sometimes you'll have to go and look for maybe if there is another one that doesn't allow other tables to be like that, right? Like 90%. So this is the one. For example, it also has strictly put the 600. So we go to table body, and table body we can allow that one to have 100%. Let's try it again. So now, okay, you can see that the actual width now is, it's not anymore 600. Like for example, the whole table now, the table container is now 50% of it, like that. And now you basically have a responsive email. Of course, this is now another thing. The email is looking fine, and this is looking fine. But let's see if we have something else to worry about here. I wouldn't say so, but let's be sure, because this table, for example, so we have this, it's fixed. We now know that we have a table footer which also needs to be fixed, and we can place it here. Like that. So let's try it out, and we see now our responsive email that works. Of course, you have to realize that something like that won't work in all browsers, but on those that it will, this is now a responsive email. And for example, you could create, I don't know, you could use the table responsive parts where, and I wouldn't suggest here that you make them fixed and scrollable, because that won't be possible on all browsers, right? But you can make those for example, what I would do, I would go and check the table, and then I would put that table I will put the table, that HTML, the template, inside our plugin, like we did with header. So I will go and search, for example, I don't know what we have here, email downloads, and this is the table for downloads. And then for each column here, which we have here, I would also use the column name inside here, and I would place it, but I would say that it is display none, and I could inline it here, no problem like for that, and add a class. And then I would add that, and I would add here an ID, table downloads. Then on mobile, I will table header, the table head, I would display none on that one, and then use it here like that. So let's try that out, right? Let's try that out, and then for your homework, you'll have to try and make all the parts more responsive, right? So let's go, email downloads. Okay, so for here, email downloads, and we can go here, email downloads, like that. Then paste it here. Then make sure we also add that here. Sorry about the sound. And then now that this is done, we can go like here. So I'll add ID downloads. Let's say product downloads. Okay, then on each table here, I would say we can add a paragraph, maybe. Doesn't matter. And I will say strong, and then I'll say like this, escape it, put it here, add a class here, and download column name, and add a style display none. Okay. So for now, nothing should be happening here. Everything should work the same. Yeah. Okay. So now let's say that we want this in our header responsive here. So now we have table that, and we had display not important. Let's make it sure. And then inside here, we'll say, what did I say? Here's download column name. So download column name, and let's display block. Okay, let's refresh it. Okay, so I don't see anything. What's happening here? It's not displayed. And why is that? Because I only escaped it, but I did echo it as well. Maybe I'm targeting the wrong. Let me just check. Yeah. Product download. It's fine. So basically, this should work. But it doesn't echo it out. I see what might be the reason for that. Hold on, let me just check. Column name, that's fine. And we have all this. Yeah, so not sure why the paragraph should be here, but let's add the, just in case, something here with the, okay, let's now see what's happening. No, I still don't get this one. So this is an interesting problem, because we see that this is here, we added this is hidden, but we don't have this here at all. And why is that? Okay, why is that? That's because, I don't know now, because if it's something, if set to display none in the core of the email, that's because the WooCommerce goes through the HTML that's generated, and for each element that is set to display none, it removes them, right? So we actually have to go a different way to enable that. So for example, maybe the easiest way would be that we set it here like that, display none. Why? Because this is not the CSS that WooCommerce will receive to go through the HTML, and display none should still work in all browsers. I think maybe I'm wrong here, but let's see if that's added. No. Okay, let's see if I completely remove that here. Okay, now you can see them, but the problem is that now we have it everywhere, right? And that's the issue is here, that this will not work really good when it comes to the core email, because that will might be sent to other browsers and everything will be like that. So another way to fix it would be to completely remove this header, and then we have it, for example, like that. So for example, if I go to downloads and then completely remove this, and now we have something that will work everywhere. And now for the table header, we can go table downloads, and then we can say display block. Let's see what will happen when we set. Okay, we have it differently now, right? So we could say that each row is also block, and that each column is also block. Okay, and we can say that all that is like that. Okay, let's see. Table is here. Oh, tbind. Okay, and let's say that body as well. Okay, so now we have this, but it's not this one, for example. It's not, I don't know why it's not targeted. Did I write it wrong or something? T-body? I don't think so. Let's see. Okay, so it's display block. Okay, what? Yeah, so for example, this one is not even considered here. you can see that it's not. And if I say display block and with like that, it will it should work fine. So okay, and now I'll say for this table to border not. Okay. This table border no important. Let's say that this is important. Yeah, something that's a bit stupid here is that you can't. You have to do a lot of important stuff to remove. And let's say that for the row we have button 20 pixels. Okay, so now we have this. Now, for example, the body here, I don't know why is that here like that. And for example, now it shouldn't even be here because, well, yeah. So what if I say display no? Why is that? So this should be now working, but for some reason this table body, for some reason, I don't know yet what reason, is still set to display table or group, which shouldn't be. And let's try it out and see why is that. So for the downloads, the table is the same, tbody is fine, table is fine, so definitely not sure why this isn't triggering the right display. Although for now, even with this one, it does look nice, but I would love to have it in full width, but I'm just not sure why this isn't working like it should, because this one is working, this one is working fine, but this one is not being targeted. And why? It could be because there is none here, so it's injected by browser. So what if I explicitly put it here? Would that fix the issue? Yeah, that fixes the issue. Because why? Because this is now the actual element in the page source, right? It's not something that's virtually added. And now we have this, and we have the problem is that we have a padding here, but if I say let's border box, okay, let's put this also in our styles for this, like that. Let's put it all in each row, okay, and this is now our downloads table. That's when we view it like this, it looks fine, right? And then if we move on here, it looks like this, and that's it. So now you saw that how we could actually change the display here for responsive emails. For homework, if you want to, of course, I would invite you to try and change this table here and make it more responsive, because it doesn't look as nice on lower sizes of screen. So that's it, and the next one will be a series of videos on how to create a system to delay emails. So you don't have to process each email right away. For example, on checkout, it will be much faster when it's delayed.